Hey BookTube, this is Friday Reads. I'm Jen and I talk about audiobooks, and this really isn't Friday Reads because today is Saturday. It's more like a weekend reads. But you know, I couldn't make it happen yesterday, and it's in large part because I finished The City of Mirrors by Justin Cronin, narrated by Scott Brick on audio. It's about a 30-hour book, and I was kind of just undone. Wow, what a book. I'm pretty much speechless over how amazing that book was. Just amazing. It's the third book in the Passage trilogy. It's adult sci-fi / post-apocalyptic. The first book is The Passage, the second book is The 12, and then The City of Mirrors. And I actually was not going to read this book because while I loved The Passage, and by the way, Scott Brick narrates that with some other people, so if you look it up on Audible, it won't just be him. But The 12 is just him, and I listened to The 12 a while ago because Justin Cronin has taken a long time in between to have these books come out. So I listened to The 12, and it was just gory and horrific and despicable people in it for the sake of being evil. And I thought, I can't do that again. I don't want that stuff in my brain. So I decided, you know, I doubt that I'll pick up The City of Mirrors. But my good friend, Karen, who is my best book friend forever, my BBFF, she said, you know, I think you'll like it. It's not as bad as The 12. There is one big gory part, but that's really all. And, you know, I thought, okay, I can deal with one gory part. And I did want to know what happened to the characters. So I started listening. It's a 30-hour book, and I just couldn't put it down. It's, oh, so good. So good. And the one big gory part that she talked about, I pretty much went through pretty quickly. I didn't pay much attention because, you know, when I mean gory, I mean people's heads getting ripped off and getting killed, and you know, I don't even know even what to tell you in terms of gore, but it was that kind of horror gore. But it wasn't that bad. So, you know, it made up for itself in the way that it ended up the series and finished out the story of all these characters, and it just ended beautifully. Just, oh, beautifully. So yesterday I was just kind of undone, like I say, and I just couldn't get it together enough to do a Friday Reads. So I ended up reading a book on my iPad, which was new adult romance. I can't even tell you. I think it was Fall Deep, I think. It was a story about a soldier and a girl who's new adult romance, you know, I don't know, Navy SEALs, and I discovered that I don't like that genre, that subgenre, but anyway, it was new adult romance and whatever. I'll tell you about it when I wrap things up for June. But I also picked up The Raven Boys by Maggie Stievfater, and it's narrated by Will Patton, and I am really trying to give it a break because I didn't like it the first time I read it. And so this is a reread, and then I want to continue on with the series. It's the Raven cycle. So it's the Raven Boys, the Dream Thieves, Blue Lily, Lily Blue, and then the Raven King, which Karen bought me when we were at BookCon. So I have, you know, the other books on audio. I actually have the whole series on audio, and I wasn't going to read it, but I thought, you know, maybe I need to give that a second chance because everybody loves it that reads it. So I am trying to do that, and I'm also trying to give it a lot more grace than I normally would because it's coming on the heels of this magnificent book, The City of Mirrors. So, yeah. So I'm listening to that on my non-romance iPod. On my romance iPod, I have Icing, and this is by Kelly Jamieson. It is book 2 in her Aces Hockey series, and on audio it is narrated by Kasha Kensington, who I think is somebody else, but I can't nail down who it is exactly. I think maybe this narrator, it goes under a pseudonym for some other books, so when I figure it out I'll let you know. But it's good. It's just, I started this last week, and then of course I put it aside for The City of Mirrors, but this is going the direction that some of these new adult books go. They cater to an audience that only wants all that graphic sex. And those kinds of books tend to, in the extreme, be just one graphic scene after the next, connected by a little bit of something, but not much. Not much story going on, just a whole lot of that. And this really isn't quite that. It's almost, but not quite. And I looked up some other things that Kelly Jamieson has written, and they are just not my thing at all. They tend to go way the extreme of new adult romance. And for me, it's all about the romance. I don't care about all that graphic stuff. I mean, I read it, but I don't care about it. What I care about is the falling in love. So like I say, I put this aside, and I don't know if I'll get back to it or not. I was like halfway through it, so maybe I will. And then on my iPad, I have picked up the third book in the Let the Skyfall series by Shannon Messenger. That's a YA series. It's paranormal romance, but it's, well, I don't know if it's romance. It's paranormal about sylphs, wind sylphs. So it's kind of a little bit different. And I had been waiting for the third book to come out, and then I forgot about it. And so then I realized, oh, that's right. I never read that third book. Is that out? Yes, it's been out for a while. But it hasn't been released on audio because Shannon Messenger decided to self-publish it. I don't know what happened with her publishing company, but there are 3 books in the series. They are Let the Skyfall, Let the Storm Break, and then this last one, which is Let the Wind Rise. And so I'm reading that on my iPad. And it's kind of a shame because it was so good on audio. The previous 2 books are so good on audio. Nick Podehl is one of the narrators, and I think that's why he gives such personality to one of the characters. And so, I don't know. I started it and I thought, I don't know what's going on. I have a vague memory of the last book, but not really a good one. So, I don't know. I may see if I can get my hands on a copy of the ebook, Let the Storm Break, and just kind of refresh my memory. Or, I don't know, it seems like there's a website that you can go to that summarizes some books. And you can submit things, it's kind of like a recap. I think it's called Recaptain. If I can think of the name of it, I'll put it down here on the screen. But anyway, I don't know if that'll be in there, but I can look it up and just kind of see. It's so nice because they put like a synopsis of everything about the book with spoilers, and the purpose is to refresh your memory so that you don't have to go back and reread the last book, but you can go on to the next one. So, great idea, really great idea. So check that out. You might want to contribute, and so I might look that up. I probably will try and look that up. I don't know if they've done it, but we'll see. And that is my weekend. What are you reading this weekend? Let's talk about it in comments because you always have such great stuff to say. And that's it for now from me. I will see you next time. Thanks for watching.